My name is Bob Rowland. I'm Superintendent of Danville Schools. I've been in Danville for 22 years. This is my 11th year as superintendent. I'm just completing my 33rd year in education. I'm married. My wife Patty is also a teacher in the Danville schools, and she is also completing her 33rd year in public education. In fact, we both announced our retirement coming up here at the end of June, so we are going to try something new and different. We have 3 sons, Aaron, Brian, and Kurt, good school teachers. We named them A, B, and C so we can keep them straight. Aaron is our oldest one. He's 30 years old. He's a veterinarian here in town. Brian is our middle son. He is 28, and he is a teacher of special education and coaches football in Mercer County. And Kurt, our youngest one, is 25, and he is in sales in Cincinnati, Ohio. And both my wife and I attended Center College. I graduated from there, and she transferred to U of L and graduated from the University of Louisville. We both have our masters from the University of Louisville, and my rank 1, 30 hours above a master's, is also from the University of Louisville. I'm currently in a doctoral program at the University of Kentucky. Maybe when I retire, I'll be able to finish that dissertation and get that finished. But that's kind of the long and the short of the educational aspect of it, and my brief history of my family.
All right. Let's see. What person has been the greatest influence on your life and why?
Person that's been the greatest influence on my life and why? It's hard to single out one person. In the field of work that I'm in, I've been associated with a number of people that have influenced me very dramatically in education. And I would say probably the most influential there has been a person by the name of J.D. Minahan. He was a principal at Oldham County High School when I started teaching in Oldham County 33 years ago. And he was a very good school person, and trained me very well in the art of school administration. And so I guess if I've had any success as a school administrator, it would be based upon the training that he had given me and the experience and exposure he'd given me. I'd say the most influential person on me personality-wise would have been my mother. She was a very caring, compassionate person. She was divorced at an early age with 3 young boys, and sought to raise us in a Christian environment and make sure that we were trained in the things that would help us not only be successful in the work world, but also successful as people. So I think she was very influential in how I was raised and the values that I hold to this day. And then since then, I would say my wife and my children give me purpose in life and give me cause to try to be the best person I can be and try to do a good job in the things I do. So hard to pinpoint one particular person. And I think we all have a lot of folks who influence us up and down the line, and that's good.
Along those same lines, was there a defining moment that helped form you as who you are as a leader? Something that influenced you to become a leader you are today?
I think you're going to ask me that question. That's a hard one. From a defining moment in leadership, you know, it's almost like an epiphany or something that says aha, and I don't know that I had any real aha moments. I felt like there were things that I wanted to do when I was a classroom teacher, for example, that I wanted to do as in leading a building or being the head of the faculty and staff and impact education that way. So I wanted to be a building level administrator. And then when I got to be a building level administrator, I wanted to be a district administrator, and so I pursued that on from a building principalship to a superintendent's position. So, and I have felt all along that my involvement with my family, I feel like the fact that I participated in athletics in high school, those types of things I think cultivated some maybe innate leadership skills that allowed me to then pursue what I did in the way of a building principal and in the way of a superintendent. I think there's times when somebody may all of a sudden decide that they're leadership material. I think mine kind of was cultivated along the way to build confidence at this level and say, well, perhaps I can go on to the next level, and then at the next level to the next level, as opposed to sitting at the bottom of the pyramid and thinking I'm going to make my way all the way to the top. I went one step at a time and felt I developed at each step along the way.
What has been the hardest decision you've had to make? Why was it so difficult, and how did you handle it?
There are two areas I think would fall into that category. In my role, one is as the CEO, more or less, of the district. I'm responsible for personnel, so making personnel decisions and essentially terminating someone is a very tough decision to make. and I think I always want to weigh that I've done everything I can to make sure that person has had a fair shot at doing their very best in that position, that I have used the resources I have available, that I have given them the help and support they need to be successful. But at some point it comes down to the fact that they are not performing in the job, and the buck stops here, so to speak, and so you have to be able to make that decision and go ahead and follow through with it. You also have to be able to make it in a caring and compassionate way, because we are in the people business and we do care about folks. And so you have to make it in a caring and compassionate way so that they are not, none of this is to totally devastate a person. It's just not working out in this job. The second thing follows right along with that, and that is having to expel a student from school. Because again, we want to make sure we've done everything for a student that we possibly could do, and sometimes it just, the cooperation and things are not there, and it comes down to the fact that in order to make a decision, both personnel-wise and student-wise, that's in the best interest of the entire organization, the decision has to be made, even though it's a personal decision that's being made. It's in the best interest of the entire organization. Those are two tough decisions to make.
How are your employees recognized or awarded for their work?
Well, we do a number of things in trying to recognize. One of the things that I've instituted here is to recognize a Teacher of the Year program, so that teachers are recognized for their accomplishments and their achievements, and it gives them a chance to kind of shine among their colleagues. And then we also then put them into recognition programs across the state. One of them is the Kentucky Teacher of the Year program. The other one is Campbellsville University has an awards recognition program for outstanding teachers, and the University of Kentucky also has one. So we put those people in, and they get recognized at those various institutions as well. And then we try to make sure that there are things that occur at the school level, and we try to make sure that outstanding achievements are acknowledged on our webpage, and we try to make sure that the newspaper gets leads and stories on the success of our faculty and staff. And sometimes it's not a teacher, it's a bus driver, or it's a custodian. So we try to make sure that all those folks are recognized when they do perform. Not just at the exceptional level, but even when they just are loyal and perform their duties as you would expect them to do. They need to be patted on the back. We also try to provide them with different types of luncheons and things throughout the year. To recognize them at the end of the year. For example, we have a bus driver maintenance group. We have breakfast for them, and we just tell them how appreciative we are, and we pat them on the back and just sing their praises. And all those little things surprisingly make a big difference on how well people perform. And I've always taken the notion that it's easier to draw flies with honey than it is with vinegar. So if you treat people nice and you do nice things for them, they'll pretty much break their neck in order to perform for you.
What things do you do as a leader and as a company to help people grow and to make them more successful?
We do a lot of professional staff development. We do a needs assessment to see if there's things that they perceive that they need themselves. For example, if I place you in a position in a job and expect you to perform in that position, and you don't feel like you're able to do what you want to do in that, then you would need to let me know that there's certain areas of deficiency that